I am Dr. Anand, Department of Physics, Government College, Mandya. Today I will discuss about abrupt p-n junction. There are semiconductors. There are two types of semiconductor. One is a intrinsic semiconductor. Another one is called extrinsic semiconductor. The intrinsic semiconductor is called pure semiconductor. The pure semiconductor means silicon and germanium. So another one type is called impurity semiconductor. So this is called extrinsic semiconductor. The extrinsic semiconductor, for example, gallium arsenide, indium phosphate. So these are the examples for this is called compound semiconductors. So what is the p-n junction? An extrinsic n-type region and an extrinsic p-type region separated by a relatively narrow transition zone. This narrow transition zone is called p-n junction. So one side is a p-type material and the another side is n-type material. So fabricated to the two-type material is called, this is a narrow transition zone. This narrow transition zone is called p-n junction. Let us consider a semiconductor crystal containing p-n junction. The transition between p-type and n-type may be abrupt. The region contains a more or less constant net concentrations of donor impurity adjoint another region in which more or less constant net concentration of the acceptor impurity is found. On the other hand, the junction may be gradient. Okay. So gradient 1 in which Nd or Na means the number of donor atoms, Na means the number of acceptor atoms are a function of distance along the normal to the junction. Nd is gradually decreasing from the large value and Na gradually increasing the small value. As the junction is approached for the n side, the two quantities becomes equal. The junction of Nd excess Na on fair sides of the junction in the present as shown in the figure. In many cases, the p-n junction in the semiconductor devices, the structure or gradient junction, the p-n junction is due to existence of uniform concentration of mobile free electrons and mobile free holes. Okay, mobile free holes. So this is the difference between the p-types and n-types. In the p-type semiconductor, holes are majority carriers and electrons are minority carriers. In the n-type material, electrons are majority carrier and holes are minority carrier. The charge in each side of the junction represents free carriers. Okay, the positive sign represented free holes and minus sign represents for free electrons. These holes and electrons are present because of thermal ionization of the donor and acceptor. The charge represents the ionization impurity which cannot move on the p side. The acceptors are shown the negative charge. Due to thermal energy, electrons from the valence band to the activated into the energy band of the acceptor atoms. The acceptor atoms are negatively charged because of the presence of the external electrons. Okay. The donor impurity on the n side is a positively charged because they have supplied electrons to the conduction band. So on the p side, the junction, the higher concentration of the holes exist on the n side. The high concentration of free electron is present. Because of thermal vibration, this concentration on either side of would be like to be spread out. The spreading out process due to the random velocity and scattering is known as diffusion. Okay, when either side of the charged particles, the boundary region into the other side, which to recombine, the free carriers still exist and the charged impurity atoms are still effectively neutralized by the space charge of free carriers of opposite sign around them. The ionization acceptor near the junction on the P side, ionization donor near the junction of N side when a sufficient number of diffusion stopped. It is because now a barrier is set up, the gradient further movement of the charge carriers. This is called potential barrier or junction barrier. The potential barrier is the order of 0.1 to 0.3 volts. What is the potential barrier is developed? How can be potential barrier is developed? When a sufficient number of donor and sufficient number of acceptor ion uncovered, further diffusion is prevented. It is because positive charge on N side represents volts across the P side to N side. The negative charge on P side free electron to the N side to P side. What is this? The space region of the barrier potential in the case of abrupt p-n junction. When an abrupt p-n junction is formed between the P and N region due to concentration gradient of the charge carriers on either side of the junction. Diffusion of charge carrier takes place through the junction. As a result, they terminate their existence of the recombination. This recombination of the holes and electron produces a narrow region at the junction called depletion layer. This is called depletion layer or space charge region. The depletion layer is deflected. A free mobile charge carriers all through the deflection layer is deflected of mobile charge carrier. It has oppositely charged fixed row of the immobile ions on its two sides. Because of the charge separation of electrostatic potential is established across the junction. It is known as the junction or barrier potential. The potential stops the further flow of the charge carriers across the junction. The strong electric field setup causes the drift of the minority carriers to the depletion layer. The drift current must be equal. The drift current must be equal and opposite to diffusion current because of the next current through the p-n junction is zero under equilibrium condition. Now we discuss about so this is called deflection region and the diffusion voltage for the p-type and n-type material. This is called discuss about theory of abrupt p-n junction. So this is taken as x1 one side, another taken as x2 other side. So depletion layers situated on either side of the junction. So divide of any mobile charge carriers. However, the p side of the junction there is a negative immobile charge due to the negative ions of the acceptor atoms. On the other side, exactly equal amount of the positive mobile charges. So due to the potential ion of the donor atom, we consider x1 is the one side, x2 is the another side with the width of the space charge region in the p and n side respectively. The area of the depletion layer in each region depends on the concentration of the impurity in the region. Okay, the effective width of the depletion layer can easily calculated with the help of the Poisson equation. So the Poisson equation is called d square v. So d square v by dx square is equal to minus of rho by epsilon, where rho is called the volume density and epsilon is called the permittivity of the material. In the p region, the charge density is given by rho is equal to minus of ENA, where ENA is called the density of the acceptor atom. The negative sign is used to acceptor atoms are negatively ionized. In order to determine the width of the depletion region, x1 in the p region will be Poisson equation is d square v by dx square is called ENA by epsilon. So this is called ENA by epsilon. In order to determine Okay, in order to determine the width of the depletion region in the P region with a small Poisson equation is taken as d square V by dx square taken as V is equal to ENA by epsilon x square by 2 plus XA plus B. So we go into the integration part where A and B are arbitrary constant and may be determined the boundary condition minus V1 is equal to ENA by x1 square divided by 2 epsilon. Okay, so we are taken as, so similarly the Poisson ratio may be applied to the position of depletion region in the N region. The junction is called d square V by dx square is equal to END divided by epsilon, where ND is called the density of the donor atom. On integrated this is value, so minus V is equal to half END x square by epsilon plus XC plus D. Applying the boundary condition, so applying when x is equal to 0, V is equal to 0, get D is equal to 0. When x is equal to x2, get relations between this value. So V is equal to minus of half into END by x square epsilon END by x2 epsilon x epsilon. So V is taken as minus V2 and x small x is equal to capital minus x2. So V2 is equal to, so minus of half into E2 by END x square by epsilon. The potential barrier at the junction, so VB is equal to E2 epsilon NA x1 square plus ND x2 square. The equation of charge neutrality condition ENA x1 is equal to END x2. So x2 is equal to NA by x1 by ND. Substituting the value, so x1 is taken as 2 epsilon VB divided by ENA into 1 plus NA divided by ND to the power of half. Similarly, x2 is taken as, so 2 epsilon VB END 1 plus ND by NA to the power of half. Okay. The total width of the depletion layer is given by x is equal to 2 epsilon VB by NA plus ND divided by END NA into the power of half. This is the width of the depletion layer, can be easily determine the value of the potential barrier. This figure shows the variation of the Fermi energy between the p-type and n-type material. Thank you.